What is up, y'all? Today I will be talking about the New Orleans Pelicans, more specifically why I think they will be playoff contenders in the NBA. But first off, if you like the video, just like the video on YouTube. Helps me out a ton. And subscribe, actually, for daily sports videos. I do the NBA, NFL, college football, and college basketball. I'm trying to hit 100 subs by Christmas, and it would be a great thing if you could subscribe. So let's talk basketball now. So the New Orleans Pelicans, they are a very young team. I think we can all agree upon that. Zion Williamson, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Jackson Hayes, Josh Hart, all of those guys on the team. And then you also have Kira Lewis. I am unsure of how you pronounce his name. Apologies. Lewis Jr. at point guard. Just an extremely young team here. And then they also have a nice, healthy mixture of veterans such as J.J. Redick, Steven Adams, Eric Bledsoe, and Nicola Melli. He's been in the league for like a year or two at this point. He came into the league at like 26 or 27. So I'm going to count him as a veteran, even though he's like on his rookie contract still. It's complicated. We'll count him as a veteran. So it's got a ton of younger guys and a ton of older guys, and it's a really good combination. And I personally just like this team a lot. It's a young team. Brandon Ingram could be the next Kevin Durant. Zion Williamson is amazing. Lonzo Ball, I mean, for all of his offensive shortcomings, he is still a very good defensive slash playmaker player. There are some things that I'd prefer for the New Orleans Pelicans to do first before they go any further into the preseason slash season. So first off, I want them to trade Eric Bledsoe. All right, you already have an overabundance of point guards with Lonzo and Lewis Jr., right? And quite honestly, I don't see either one of those guys as shooting guards, essentially. I really don't see any of them as shooting guards at all. And I feel like you could find a good spot for Eric Bledsoe on a contending team. It's not even necessarily about getting a younger guy. You could get like a guy at a more valuable position for you. Like, say they hypothetically needed a shooting guard, they could trade Bledsoe for a veteran shooting guard. It's not about getting a younger guy. Now, obviously, it'd be better to get a younger guy in this situation, or draft compensation. But I just think Eric Bledsoe doesn't really have a spot on this team. And yeah, that's just about it. I just think that the other two guys that they have in Lonzo and Lewis, just their potential outweighs whatever Eric Bledsoe can bring to the table. So that's the first thing I'd want the Pelicans to do. The second thing I'd want them to do is, you know, I thought a little bit about trading Melly, right? He's an older guy. He really doesn't fit the timeline of the team. But at the same time, he's still, on that rookie contract, right? And that's going to be the important thing here, especially, if Cap was to get complicated somehow. That rookie contract of his is going to be extremely important because you're going to get a solid bench player on a solid contract for what? This is his second year in the league, I believe, so 2 more years maybe? Which honestly is super important in today's NBA. Solid bench player out of, rookie contract. That is extremely good. And for all we know, he might develop to be something more. But even if he is only, a solid bench player, you're still getting a steal likely on his rookie contract. I believe he was picked in like around the 20th pick, so he's not exactly on a super expensive contract either. So in terms of the starting lineup, I debated a lot about who I wanted the starting point guard to be, but I decided to give it the edge to Lonzo. He's improved every year in terms of offense, I'd say, and this is really a make or break year for him. So in my opinion, they need to start him this year and see what they have in him before they consider starting Lewis or anyone like that. So start Lonzo at shooting guard. J.J. Redick. Honestly, there's no other good option. Josh Hart brings a lot to the table as a 3-and-D guy. But J.J. Redick ultimately just brings so much more in terms of three-pointers, which is, important on a team that has Lonzo and Zion Williamson and Steven Adams. So I ultimately decided to go with J.J. Redick, which is one of the veteran guys that will be in the starting lineup. At the small forward position, I went with Brandon Ingram. There's really nothing to say about this. I mean, extremely good player. Never really, got a great chance to shine on the Lakers. But now he's doing amazing things down in New Orleans. So good for him. Power forward Zion Williamson, again, no explanation needed. If he can be fully healthy this season, he could be, very good. I mean, nothing much to say about that. But yeah, if he's fully healthy, we could see a very good Zion Williamson. And then at the center position, I considered Jackson Hayes for a little bit, but at the end of the day, okay, if they want to try and contend for a playoff spot, they need to start Steven Adams. But if they want to, try and get a better draft pick / develop talent, I feel like I should go with Jackson Hayes. Not a ton to say about that, quite honestly. It's just, the veteran guy if you're trying to, make a playoff push. The younger guy if you're, trying to develop younger talent. And you could say the same thing with Redick and Josh Hart, honestly. The younger guy versus, playoff contention argument. Ultimately, though, it's not really, a huge issue. In terms of who I want them to trade for, I mean, really, a shooting guard, quite honestly, would probably be move, in my opinion, a younger shooting guard. Unless you, of course, view Josh Hart as the future at that position, but I personally do not. I feel like he's a very good bench player, but I don't think he's the future, shooting guard of the New Orleans Pelicans. And JJ Redick, JJ Redick, he's, an older player. I want to say he's like 36. Older player. I mean, not exactly amazing on defense. In terms of who I want them to, try and trade for, there's a guy that I thought about for a little bit. Zach Collins of the Portland Trailblazers might possibly, maybe be available. But enough, remember that he's 7 feet tall. So I decided that wouldn't be a, amazing thing. Josh Richardson would be another good pickup for them. But at the same time, he's on the Dallas Mavericks, and I really don't think they want to end up trading him. So honestly, for this position, I'd just go for any young shooting guard that you think could be the, future shooting guard here. Quite honestly, there's not a ton of guys that I would personally view, and I feel like this Pelicans squad is more likely to run it into the, regular season with the current lineup than to, make a trade for anyone. But that's just my opinion. Obviously, I'm not like a Pelicans fan or anything like that. So that's about it. In terms of the draft, they could pick anywhere from the lottery to, the 20s. They're just, one of those possibly borderline playoff teams. We just don't know yet until we see them, until we see if, Zion stays healthy, if Lonzo takes a step forward, all that good stuff. We don't know that yet. In terms of the draft, a shooting guard, honestly. Now, they could try and run out the two-guard combo in Lonzo and Lewis Jr., but quite honestly, that hasn't really worked anywhere in the NBA. It hasn't worked in Portland. It's not working in Cleveland yet. I really don't see any reason why it would work. Okay, I do see one reason, actually. It would work in here because those two guards are not the focal point of the team. The focal point of the team is Brandon Ingram / Zion Williamson, the forward position, which could, make it more justifiable for them to run out Lewis and Lonzo at the guard positions in the future. I really don't know if they'll actually do that, but it would be interesting, because for most of the, idea of running out two guards, it just hasn't worked so far. It didn't work in Portland. It's not working in Cleveland, but I think it'd be interesting to see it when the guards aren't the focal point of the team. When the focal point of the team is, say, the forward position, you might experience a lot more success in having two, very good playmakers. But obviously, we just need to wait for a team to actually do that. It hasn't happened yet, and I don't know if it will happen. But that'd just be interesting to me personally to see. So that's going to be it for this video. So, as I said before, like the video on YouTube if you liked the video. It's that simple, y'all. And subscribe for daily sports content on the NBA, NFL, college football, and college basketball, y'all. I do all four of them. It helped me out a ton trying to hit 100 subs by Christmas, so that'd be pretty cool. Oh yeah, leave your, thoughts, opinions, comments down below in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you all. Let's have a talk about the New Orleans Pelicans. Yeah. That's going to be it. So y'all have an amazing day, and I will see y'all around.